Can you define Stephen Chow, Jay Chow, and Chow Yun-fan? Answer me. No, you don't. It's wrong. Okay, it's a very hard question. So maybe like that. Have you ever go to your country, or in your own country, you have saw someone's doing this kind of actions? Or maybe this kind of actions? Their faces were just like Asians, but some of them was very elegant, some of them was very polite, but some of them very rude, some of them was acting polite, and also acting elegant. So you wanna know which country's peoples is acting elegant, which country's peoples is really elegant? Watch until the end, or the FBI is going to find you. After all these years, a total of 16 years of observations, I start to realize that those Americans, Europeans, always mix up different kind of Asian country peoples. Do we think this is Indian? This is Japanese. He must be Chinese. And he was the only Northern Korean guy. What? Only 4 countries in Asia? No. A total of 48 countries. Not only 4. So in this episode of CantonPyu, I've decided to tell you guys how to define different Asian country peoples. And also, I'm going to tell you a term that was Hong Kong people to describe Chinese men and Chinese women. So let's get right into it. First, let's go to the most easiest part first. Well, we'll say it's skin in brown or dark in color. Well, there's no offensive, okay? It's not racist, but it's to let you guys to be more easy to define this country's people. Well, if you see the people was in dark in color, brown in color, skin color, it might be came from Indian. It was a Pakistan, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, and maybe some of them might be came from Singapore or Malaysia. So that was it. Easy, right? So let's go to the intermediate part. Was how to define Japanese and Korean. Well, when I was a kid, I always mix up these 2 countries' people because their language sounds similar, the people look similar, the place is also similar. It's also the eastern of Asia. So, these few years of observations, I've started to realize the differences between Japanese and Korean. Well, let's talk about the South Korean people first. Well, the South Korean people thinks the first impression was the most important thing. Whatever you are in a meeting, dining, or interview, whatever, the first impression was the most important thing. So, lots of Korean also have made a plastic surgery. Almost every Korean people have a plastic surgery. Second, Korean, the language. Well, I've started to observe that Korean language was talked more flat. And also, instead of talking more flat, they like to talk very fast and without emotions. But the opposite side, Japanese. Japanese language was speak very sharp, very rich, a very rich voice, speak very low, slow, and also they speaks very emotional. Japanese peoples always wear very elegant. Wherever they go, whatever they do, they'll think a lot of time that what their makeup will be, what dress they would like to wear. So this is how Japanese choose their clothes, and it's quite like their traditional, their culture. Now, behold, the main content of this video is how to define Taiwanese, Chinese, and Hong Kongese. Well, these two places people sound similar. They also look similar. Their faces look similar. So how do you define this kind of people? So here is it. The two terms that I'm going to tell you guys today. The terms that only Hong Kong people will describe those Chinese men and Chinese women. The term is actually updated in the Oxford Dictionary since 2015. So the term was 头后, 土豪, 大媽, dama. So what is these two terms means? 头后, it represents the Chinese men. 大媽, it represents a Chinese woman. Okay, so let's get into the first one first. Will be the 头后. Now say alert. I'm talking about 头后 actions, 大媽 action, the Chinese actions. Those Hong Kong peoples, those Taiwanese, is not going to do this. Maybe some of them, but not all. Okay? So, listen carefully. So let's get right into 头后 first. Well, a 头后, let's talk about their outlook. A 土豪is actually describes a Chinese man. What Chinese man? Okay. A Chinese man with a middle obesity, mid-aged Chinese man with skin hair. They wear t-shirt or polo. And here's the important thing. Tuck inside the trousers with their grey trousers or maybe a dark color trousers. And wear a leather shoes. The leather shoes is wear every time. Wherever what they're doing, where they're going, even hiking, they also wear a leather shoes. They also like to carry a pouch, but not in their hand. Where is it? It's between their armpits. You want to know why they carry a pouch between their armpits? That's quite easy. Because they have to eat and drink while they're walking. So they have no hands to carry a pouch, so they choose to clip it between their armpits. Instead of that, 头后 and 大媽 like to crowd around the streets. They like a bunch of people. Although their friend was standing beside them, they also like to yell as loud as they can to talk with their friends. So look at this photo. This guy was standing like a kangaroo. So what he's doing? Obviously, he wanted to take a photo. But why like this? Because they think standing like that will stand more stable. If you learned Chinese Kung Fu, you have to stand like that. If you're a Chinese police or a Chinese army, you have to stand like this also. The first training is telling you stand like this, okay? But a middle obesity, mid-aged man is obviously he can't be a Chinese armor or a Chinese police. He's still standing like that. Maybe they think this is stylish. I don't know. I don't comment this right now. So let's get into dama. Okay, now I'm talking about dama. But they don't carry a pouch. So not like Hong Kong people. We actually carry backpacks. But those 头后 and 大媽 actually need 6 things immediately, like those money, they like shopping, okay? Then if you see a handbag, it's very cheap, so they have to take their money immediately in their handbag, pouch, but not their backpack. And a 大媽 would actually eat while walking, but they like eating fruits because a 大媽 a mindset was still very young ladies. It's still a young lady. They like to eat healthier. They maybe want to keep fit and have a healthy body. But let's talk about Daima's outlook first. Saying it's also a mid-aged lady. Well, where they usually dress. Okay, look at this photo. What a beautiful star. Yes, exactly. How lady, the mindset is still very young lady, still like a 18 years old, just graduated college. A girl is ready to go to the university, yes. But the fact was, they're actually 30, 40 years old.
How does that make you feel?
You see, they like to wear red color shirts. Instead of red color shirt, also red color dress, red color shoes, red color high heels, red color trousers, red color shorts. Everything is red color. Why? Because Chinese men and Chinese women thinks red color can bring them good luck. So in Hong Kong, we'll call this red color Dai Ma Hong. Hong is mean red, so translate to English is Dama red. Well, actually most of the Hong Kong people don't wear this kind of red because they're afraid those Americans, those Europeans, will mix them up to the Dama. Okay, so you have just saw some kawaii, some adorable picture from those Dama. So if let's say you came to Hong Kong or maybe Australia for a sightseeing or a vacation or maybe a business trip, whatever, because these two places was a hotspot for Chinese men, for Chinese women, and these two spots also have beaches. You know, those Chinese men, Chinese women like to go to beach, but they're afraid sunburn. In my observation, I've seen these two kind of swimmers in the beach. They decided to make this swimsuit to make them not that easy to get sunburn. Next, as I said, Daima was actually a lady mind. They like dancing. They like a very active sport. So they don't run. They don't play hockey like me. They don't play football. What they do, they dance. But remember, not ballet, not jazz, not hip hop, not K-pop, not J-pop. What is that? We call them 大媽舞. Well, 大媽舞, 大媽 is 站, 舞 is a dance. Well, it's like a dance in plaza. So look at this video. They're all mid-aged dama, mid-aged Chinese lady dancing in the middle of the park. So in that video that you have just watched, you might can see more clearly that their mindset was still very lady, a young lady. So there was it. The last action that a daima will always do. Daima have a place to sit. What they will do? They will take off their shoes, take off their high heel shoes. A toho would actually do this also. They'll take off their leather shoes and start scratching their foot. Why? Because in Chinese, maybe this woman, this daima, this toho, in Chinese was just a farmer. They don't wear leisure shoes. They don't wear high heel shoes. But they want to pretend that they're elegant. They want to pretend that they're polite. So they decided to wear leisure shoes and high heel shoes came to Hong Kong. But they do not have that habit. So obviously they start getting uncomfortable. Well, if they find a place to sit or crouch in the middle of the street, they'll start scratching their feet and take off those shoes. It's quite awkward if you're sitting next to them, and also the smells was like very disgusting. Well, you just sitting next to the daima was just sitting next to you, and you're in McDonald's having a burger, and those daima was scratching their feet with their shoes off. So after this video, I hope that it can be more clear for you guys to define different kind of Asian, especially Chinese and Hong Kong Taiwanese. So Thanks for watching this video. Remember to click like and also the subscribe button below. There is also a notification button beside the subscribe button. Remember to stay on tune. And if you want to know more about those Hong Kong Cantonese terms, those Hong Kong style Cantonese, feel free to comment below. The last announcement was I have just studied my subreddit account, my community. So feel free for you guys to put your submission inside those submission box. Put a post, put a link, whatever. There's actually no rules in there. You can put those guitar pieces that you think I can't play. You can put those memes that are reviews in the future day. Oh, it rhymes. So just feel free to submit videos or links in my subreddit. So see you guys next time. Goodbye.